Learned colleagues, here's a demo on how to use case sync, smart case highlighting, and all the many advanced tools that come on EVA AI Counsel. The first thing you need to do is select your case brief. We are representing Common Sense Group against a company called SAT, and our argument focuses on SAT Limited's breach of contract and resulting financial losses for Common Sense Group. So here we just need to select from the SMART suggestion. So these are relevant principles that may be applicable to our case based on what the brief we entered. So now we have our search result populated. We can select between Supreme Court and Court of Appeal. Then we can also filter by year. Then we now have smart case highlight. So this smart case highlight, what it does is it analyzes the user's search query and context of the current case to identify the most relevant legal authorities. The top selections are marked with the bulb icon, making it easy to spot. So if you see in the search results, you see that some icons have, some results have this icon, some don't, some have, some don't. So another one has, the others don't. So what this means is that the ones that have this icon are the most applicable. So if you click here, so this is EcoBank, you see the meaning of breach of contract. Now a breach of contract is said to be committed when one party blah 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 blah. So here what we need to do is, if you click on the icon, it shows you why the authority was selected, and it's very fast. It's so you see it here. This ratio directly addresses the core issue of establishing a breach of contract, crucial element in the case against SAT. So this one was not selected because, as we can see here, can a specific order of court only be appealed on? You see it's not relevant, so it wasn't selected. It's smart, that's why it's called smart highlighting. Then you see this one is on remedies for the breach of contract is a key area of focus. Then it now says as Common Sense Group seeks compensation for financial losses. So if we now, you also see BFI Group and BPE, the question of whether a definite contract exists is central to the claim of specific performance. So you see it's relevant and intertwined to whatever we are doing. So what we now need to do is, if we now need to analyze an authority, so for instance, let's pick EcoBank and analyze it so we can see how this authority completely applies to our case. After clicking analytics, you're going to see the holdings from the case. So this is what the court held in the case. Then this is the application to our case. This is how it applies. So in your case against SAT, you must demonstrate that a valid contract exists between Common Sense Group and SAT. You must identify specific so it goes on and explains. It gives you possible counter arguments. SAT might argue that the contract was not valid and that the obligations claimed were not part of the agreement. They might argue that they performed the contract as agreed. So they might argue performance, meaning that they have partly performed their part of the deal. So this analysis shows you how you can go through everything. Then if you now click on this icon here is for deep analytics. So if you want to examine more authorities that may be applicable based on the circumstance of your case, all you just need to do is select deep analytics. So now that we've selected deep analytics, you see it is now examining more cases. You see Access Bank and Silverwing, you see Eco Solar, you see Obanye versus UBN, and all. So it now shows you how these authorities, the holdings from those authorities. You see it furthermore in Access Bank Limited. It provides a helpful definition of what constitutes a breach of contract. The court in that case held that a breach occurs when a party fails, neglects, or refuses without lawful reason to excuse to perform the obligation he undertook in the contract. So this aligns precisely with our argument. So this goes through a lot of cases that are relevant.